Welcome to Nani No's first sacred Sisterhood Mumu party. This wasn't just a party. It was a release, laughter, healing, and connection. We danced, we softened, we let go, and create a powerful space for women to rest, rise, and remember who they are. A circle for healing, ritual, support, and self-honoring. Come as you are. Be held, be heard, be supported. This isn't just content. This is community.
I just asked you guys here because, for one, my personal 9 year is wrapping up, and I am shedding a lot of things that have been kind of holding me back from like my next level, my next ascension in life, and stuff like that. And so, I am very much in a space where I have gone as far as I can go without incorporating other people. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm honest with myself about that. So support, community, just like not carrying everything on my own, just even having these spaces to come and feel safe and talk and do this more often. So I'm just being more intentional about creating these spaces and holding myself accountable for being more open and vulnerable with other women, because I was sharing earlier, I have a lot of like mom trauma and mother wounds and working through that shit, and I realized how I don't even really fuck with women just off of that. I don't allow myself to get close. I don't, like Bessie over here had to be like, you sitting right here and we gonna be friends. Yeah, because I probably would have went the whole year and then I met everybody else, So I'm just being more coming out of my shell, my box. I also have a purpose that I have to live out, and not putting myself in these type of spaces will hinder what I have to do in this life. So I definitely ain't trying to miss the boat, okay?
Trying to come back here.
Yeah, so that's pretty much my reason for doing this. And I also wanted to extend the safe space, the container, for each one of you guys, for your growth, development goals, for us to know that we have accountability partners, safe spaces, and those things. So yeah, so we'll get started. I have some conversation pieces that I want to talk about, and we got a few games that we're going to play, and this is really just to kind of open up ourselves, open up to each other, get to know each other, and kind of just learn how to get back into those soft spaces of vulnerability. I think as women, we kind of just, life, society kind of has hardened us, with ourselves, with each other, with life in general. So I think if we are more intentional about creating those spaces and holding those spaces for ourselves, we can kind of make our way back to that. And that is my intention and my goal for this year that's coming. And I'm just shedding all of those things that kind of kept me from doing this. Yep. So I did this in a small way. Maybe last year I started, when I get on my cycle, I don't do nothing for those first 3 days. I stay completely isolated to myself. I don't allow other people's energy. Very minimal conversation with other people, even my child. Those are my days for myself, for my body, for me to rest and rejuvenate. And it's non-negotiable. And if y'all die, y'all die. And
wow.
You know what I'm saying? No, for real.
I can't save y'all. Y'all waiting on
nope.
Jesus anyway.
You feel me?
Y'all gave me temporary.
Yeah, y'all gonna give me these 3 days.
3 days
a
month is not a lot.
Do you hear me? And we deserve that. And to know that we, sometimes they gonna have to get sacrifices, and needs ain't gonna be met on that end, but our needs. Because if we stop working, and in my practice as a holistic practitioner, I'm seeing a lot of women who are losing, older women 50s and above, who are losing the use of their legs, neuropathy, nervous system issues. And that's what happens when you don't actively regulate your nervous system, or make that a priority. And so when the body and the more that society puts on us is fear, false evidence appearing real. You know what I mean? All of this stuff that's happening with the president and all of that stuff, it's intentional. And it's to make us feel like we got to produce more, we got to do more, we got to be more, we got to accomplish more. And it's really like, no, we actually need to do less. We need to do less. We need to know that it's okay to do less. We need to tap into our divinity as women, because we are receptive by nature. And if we tap back into our power, we can call things to us. We don't have to go out and get it. But if we're not regulated, we're always going to keep trying to be hyper vigilant and fix and be in control because we feel so out of control in our bodies. And that's why it's like, no, I gotta do this, I gotta make sure, but we don't. You know what I mean? Actually, if we don't, what will really happen? You know what I mean? They'll be okay, for real. They will. It might not be exactly how we might have wanted it to be or have done it, but it still happened. You know, so like that pressure in itself, these are things that we can kind of do to start making sure that we are taking that time. You know what I mean? Like mandatory, even if it's just one day. Like, don't call my phone. Don't y'all deserve that. We deserve that.
My phone
so
on do not
Parents
disturb.
Stays on do not disturb.
My phone
My
lands
do not
on
disturb
do
for
not
years.
disturb. Yeah, if I call her and she don't answer, I text her. I'm not calling you again because your phone will do not disturb. My phone.
She's like, girl,
Yeah,
my house could be on fire and you.
I'm not calling parents.
So we're gonna go around and keep it kind of like brief, maybe one or two sentences. But the first question is, right now I'm carrying, and you complete the sentence.
Ooh.
So I'll go first. Right now I am carrying. She got her back. No, it's closed. Yeah, it's closed. There's a heater right there. The responsibility of a whole new bloodline and generation. Everybody of my elders, they have kind of passed on my dad's side. So like there is nobody. I'm the only child on that end, and so I kind of am carrying that responsibility. And everybody on my mom's side is stuck where they at. So I am the one for both sides. For my daughter, for the next generations to come. So I'm just cycle breaking and doing that. Yeah. So also keep you allowing the things that, even though they may not have kept you safe, but they were familiar. And a lot of times we go back to the familiar trauma versus the risk of the unknown. And so just rooting ourselves and finding those ways of safety, and like nobody can make us feel safe. That's the thing though. We try and like get in relationships and partnerships, and we're looking to people like to make us feel safe, but they can't. It has to it's a cellular thing. It starts from, do you even feel safe with yourself? A lot of people can't even sit still. Like when I started like my practice, I learned how many people can't even sit still because they don't like their own thoughts, their own ruminations, their self. Like they can't sit with themselves, And when you can't do that, like you show up like that in every room. And so that's why, creating these spaces for ourselves and actively, intentionally regulating our nervous systems, because our nervous systems are connected to the lymphatic system, and that is where a lot of our issues as women come from. And then we become disconnected from the womb space, and then it kind of trickles down from there. Disease, illness, all of that stuff, because now you're not transmuting that energy that you're intaking, and so it has to become something. So that is where we get into like the fibroids and the cysts and the PCOS and all of that stuff, because we just aren't prioritizing ourselves enough. Sometimes out of guilt, a lot of times out of guilt, especially when we're moms. So yeah, just unlearning all of that we've been given, and learning new ways to be is, another intention of this space as well. So our next question is, Well, we're gonna play a game, and the game is 2 truths and 1 expansion. So you gotta say like 2 true things about yourself currently, and 1 thing that's not true yet, but it's like on your vision board.
This is really alignment because we just did a vision party.
Yeah.
Sedatress.
So now this is what we call embodiment practice. So once you do your vision boards, you have to kind of embody that person that walks into and attracts all of the things that we put on the board. So in order to do that, you raise your personal vibration and frequency so that you can then walk into your higher self or this future self that you are manifesting currently. So this is kind of like a fun way to do that and to incorporate all of us in that, because you know when 2 or more are gathered. So I will go first. 2 truths and 1 expansion. So I am a holistic practitioner and a somatic therapy facilitator and a public TED Talk speaker.
Come on, TED Talk speaker.
Oh, you already know. Around, and I have 3 questions. And so the first one is something most people wouldn't guess about me is, and we're just going to, you know, keep it brief so we can keep it moving. We got a little bit more to get through. Something most people wouldn't guess about me is I have extreme polarity, right? I very much live in the light, but my shadow be shadowing it. And
But can you elaborate? That sounds like I went to
yeah, so like I'm very much like all of the things healing and holistic and stuff, and then sometimes I like to tie niggas up and beat them.
Oh,
You know
so
what I'm saying?
how, okay.
Yeah, very much extreme. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody in the basement. You be
Next question, a chapter of my life that changed me was, okay, so a chapter or something, I was taking care of my grandma full time, I was living in her basement, I was about to lose my shit, okay? I had to make a decision for me and my child, and I decided to leave everything and move to Egypt. And I did, knowing that my grandma probably wasn't going to make it without me. And I had to choose me, and I haven't stopped choosing me ever since, just because that was such a big leap. And she did eventually pass, like maybe like 2-3 weeks after I left. But I had to make my peace with all of that, and so that kind of changed me. And I feel like I broke my cycle of people pleasing and just living for other people and always self-sacrificing. And so that was like one of the biggest tests that I had to face in my life. And so it just kind of catapulted me into like everything else. And yeah. For a little activity. And
This is getting high enough. Okay. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to retire.
you know, and then we'll tear them out and we're gonna put them in the fire.
Is the fire still burning?
Uh-huh.
Oh, there was a fire out there?
Wait, what are we
We're releasing something?
Yes,
I love
I'm gonna
it.
ask the question, what am I done carrying? So we're having a full circle moment. We started off with what are we carrying, and now we are releasing what we are done carrying. So we're gonna write that.
We ain't gotta say it out loud.
Can we?
You can if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hear from why I got my divorce.
Okay. Agree with you. Yeah, I was gonna say y'all don't have to come out here. I'll put them in here. Yeah. Anybody want to say anything?
I release you, ho.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead, buddy.
Throw it all in there.
Throw that ass in the, throw it up in there. Throw it in there.
Ooh,
Throw it in there.
let me throw it in there.
Throw that ass in the circle. Throw that ass in the circle.
Over here.
Yep.
Bye, bitch.
It set it
I
on
am going to
fire.
say I release this,
I said bye,
and
bitch.
I hope it comes back way better.
Period. Look at my ass up in here. Come on, girl.
It feels good.
I release old programming.
I release you
Talk
with love.
programming.
I know what you had to do. You had to do what you had to do. I love you, girl.
Burn, bitch,
Thank
burn.
you. Time for me.
Burn, bitch. It's burning real hard, too.
What she protects with ease. Now ask her, what did you let go of to become this woman? And allow her to answer you.
And this is how we ended the night. Stop playing with us.
Ain't no song.
Okay.
We should do that right there.
This is what sisterhood looks like.
Yeah, we did. Wanna take another one?
Yes.
See you at our next Mumu party.